How's that look, boys and girls? Gumbo. Gumbo, gumbo, gumbo. Yeah, it's going to be great. Welcome back to A Country Boy Can Cook. Gumbo Day. Cajun stew, whatever you want to call it, we're going to make it. I've made this many times. First time I've done it on video. I actually got my love of gumbo and Cajun foods in the early 70s. When I was a little bit redneck, running coonhounds and foxhounds and stuff like that. And we went to Louisiana, met up with some friends, and we'll let our dogs, out in bay and all that. And I'll get more to that story here in a little bit as we get to cooking. But anyway, first thing, I want to tell y'all thanks for being on my channel. I definitely couldn't have done it without you. It's been a little over 2 years now since I had a heart event and put me in a wheelchair. As you can see, I'm up talking now. I'm walking actually. I had just the other day, I had injections put into my knees, a gel injection, and I did a video on that. So if any of y'all got sore knees or had painful knees and you're thinking about it, watch that video. You do see the injection. It's about a 2-inch long needle. So if it gets that part, just shut your eyes for a second. It only takes for a minute. But there was no pain even on the injection. They numbed it. Didn't even feel it. No pinprick or anything. I applaud. I had mine done at Ortho, Texas, Carrollton, Texas, under Dr. Fuller. And his assistant did that, and she did great. So I've got a video. If you've had knee pain for years, and maybe you don't want to have knee replaced. I can't have knee replaced. With my heart the way it is, ain't no way I wouldn't come out the other side. So, but so far this has been about 5 days in. It's great. For 20 years my knees have hurt, and now for just about a week my knees have not hurt. That's it, man. It's a help like you wouldn't believe. I could just walk down the hall. By the time I got to the bedroom, I was so out of breath because I was holding my breath because my knees were hurting so bad. I had all the lubrication between my knees were gone. There was nothing. I had damaged them years ago, bull riding, breaking horses, little wild Mustangs with my dad on the ranch, motorcycle crashes. I mean, you name it, I abused them. So now that I'm retired, I got that taken care of, and so far, knock on wood, it's good. So let's get to this recipe. What I've done, I'll run a little short video. I've cut up some chicken breast. Boneless chicken thighs. Boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And in the bottom here, there's some sausage down in here. It's actually all beef sausage. Old dude, I'm trying to keep my heart, a little healthy anyway. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cook that off. It's been sprinkled with Camp Dog blackening seasoning. It's been sprinkled with Camp Dog blackening seasoning. It's easy for me to say. And Camp Dog non-typical Cajun. It's not hot. It's just a great flavor. All of their products are low in sodium. As I say, low in sodium and high in flavor. So you'll see them used throughout this cook. And Papa Scott, he even sent me a Cajun gumbo paddle. He sent me, so I'm going to use this. It's been a virgin till this day. Now, am I making Cajun or Creole gumbo? There is a difference, and for what I can tell, and I've had it both ways, going to Louisiana for years. The difference was the addition of tomatoes made it Creole. Well, we're gonna put a little bit of crushed tomatoes in it today because I have them, and it adds a little bit of flavor to them. But really what you're making is a Cajun stew. And so anyway, let's get this party started. And remind me and say, hey, tell us the story about hunting in Louisiana and the coon hounds. You'll enjoy it, believe me. And also there's a secret ingredients that goes into this. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. I'll show you pouring it in, and you can guess. When the video's over and you get to watch this, leave me a comment. What do you think the secret ingredient is? I'll give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down and say try again. It adds a lot to this. I had an old Cajun. I don't. She was a Cajun Creole. I don't know what she was. She was a little bit Indian and a whole lot. Well, I'm gonna say it. A whole lot of coon ass. That's what she called herself. That she was coon ass. And she made this and put this ingredient in it. And oh my God, it was lip smacking good. So I've continued to do that. Anyway, let's get this party started. Let's get to browning off this sausage and chicken. All right, let's turn this. Got the pot turned on. I love this. This is my mother-in-law's stew pot, whatever you want to call it. It's probably from the 40s. You can see it's got all these divots on it that cause the condensation to drip back down in there. I guess that was a selling point. I can't remember who made this, but it sure cooks good. And it's thick. So I've got this turned up on high. Just enough oil to brown off the meat. The meat is not going to be totally cooked at this point. It'll go back into the gumbo and finish cooking there. I just want to get some color on it. Yeah, it's getting a little hip. Throw this little piece of fatty chicken in it. These are boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I trimmed some of the fat off, don't need all of it. Some of it will render out and give it a lot of good flavor. Beef sausage. It's all been sprinkled down with Cajun blackening season. Blackening season is really good for this. Yeah, it's gonna go now. And we'll sit here and get a little color on it. Let it render out a little bit. Wife's still back there sleeping. It's about, I think, close to 9 o'clock. I'm making this gumbo for 2 people. It's just my wife and I. So I'm not going to make a 5-gallon pot of it. Yes, you can freeze it, but why? Make it fresh. Building a lot of good flavor on the bottom of this pot. This leftover oil I may have to add to it. That's what I'll make my roux with. So it'll have the rendered down flavor of the chicken fat, of the sausage. It will be good. By the way, this works really good. I appreciate it, Papa Scott. I don't know if he's ever used, I don't know if anybody's ever used blackening seasoning to make gumbo with, but I have, and it's a wonderful flavor. I've done a lot of fish with it, so it works good for that, what it's intended to use. I did some steaks one time. I didn't get it on video. Boy, it sure smells good, the mixture of those two cooking. They're getting a pretty good bit of brown mixed on. They sure smell good, the two of those cooking together. Building up some flavor on the end. You can see that right there. That's building flavor. That'll all be cooked into the gumbo. It's just about ready to come out. All right, I'm gonna turn it off. It's just enough. Bring everything out. Well, it's got some good color on the bottom. Y'all see that, boys and girls? This chicken, this sausage and this chicken and sausage will cook down and kind of shred apart. It will be righteous. All right, it's going to need a little bit more oil. Like I say, I'm just cooking this gumbo for two. At maybe 3/4 of a cup of rendered fat, and the extra that I just put in there, that's vegetable oil, Wally World's finest. All right, now it needs some flour. I think it's cool enough now. Let me put a little bit of flour in it, just a pinch, and see what happens. I don't want it to boil up. Oh, that's good. So this is 1/4 of a cup. I won't use it all. I want it to be on the more liquid side. You know, it's just like making country gravy. It's gonna take more than that. You'll probably take the rest of this. That's about 1/4 cup. You want a little bit more oil. I can't remember what that saying is about a little bit more language, something in Cajun. I'm going to turn it back on to the low side. I ain't no hurry. Just keep moving it around. Make sure that way none of your lumps. Just keep moving it around. You see there's a lump right there? Well, it's gone now. Just keep mixing it in. And as you cook, you can see that bottom, that crust that's on the bottom is coming up from there. Well, that's where your flavor is. You don't want to leave it. No, it'll take up maybe 30 minutes or 45 minutes to get this to the proper color. I'm not going to sit here and expect you to watch this whole thing, even though I'm going to. So I'll cut the video in and out along to show the different browning. You got to really keep at it at this point though, because it'll want to stick to the bottom. You've already got that layer of flavor on the bottom, so you want to keep on moving it. I like this big flat blade, or you can use a flat spatula. Like I say, I want a dark roux. Some people call that a chocolate roux. To me, when it's getting chocolate, it smells like peanut butter. So I like it to call it a peanut butter roux. Peanut butter smell anyway. It's like roasted peanut butter. You can see it's really starting to change now. Like I say, it'd be better if I had a big 5-gallon stock pot and I was cooking a bunch of it. But like I say, it's just for my wife and I. We'll eat on this for a couple of days. You can see the bottom's coming up finally. You can see it's getting really dark. It's getting there, slowly but surely. It's beginning to smell like peanut butter. And I can tell you there's 1,000 different recipes on how to make gumbo. And there's more recipes than there is hairs on your head of how to make roux. Rudy roux. So I'm just showing you how I do it. Let me know if you've ever made roux and how you get yours to your final. You use a blonde roux, a real dark. You can see it's starting to really getting dark now. You can see the oils are releasing out of it, like separating. You would think that's breaking, well, and it kind of is, but that's okay. Almost there. You can see it's getting really chocolate.
Speaking of
it's basically there. Yes, ma'am. What did you need?
The Dumont.
Do what now?
The Cafe Dumont.
Oh, the Cafe Dumont cup?
Yeah.
Since you in Louisiana land today? Cajun land. Well, boys and girls, it's ready. I'll show you that. It's dark. It looks pretty. It smells good. Don't worry about my wife right there walking in front. I'll just blur that out as she's coming by. She's in her sleep clothes. You can say hi to them.
No, Larry, I'm not dressed.
Well, I ain't gonna put you on video.
Can I go there and get my eyes?
Yeah, I'll just block you out as you go through. I'll put a fuzzy over the screen. I'm learning how to do this. All right, so I've got my Trinity. I bet you was wondering when that's going to happen. All right, so I've got my Trinity, bell peppers, red and white onions, celery. I'm going to put a little bit of each into here now. I want to cook it down and flavor that roux even more. Oh boy, that smells really good. The rest will go in during the cook. I've got it on low. I just want to soften these vegetables. Get them a little cooked on them. By the time we're through, this group of vegetables here, this Trinity, will almost be dissolved. You won't be able to see much of it. I'm cooking it on low. Just a little, till the onions and everything kind of turns translucent. They're translucent now. A couple of a little bit of color left on it. Just add some chicken stock. And I add the chicken stock on low, a little bit at a time. You just mix it in slowly. That way your roux can incorporate. No lumpy roux. I've never had a lumpy roux. I don't even know what it would be like, but it's looking good. It's got a pretty color to it. I'm going to put the rest of my Trinity in. Start building flavors here. Get all this out of there. It's going to be a pretty dark roux. I'm going to crank the heat up a little bit. This will cook for about 2 hours on a low simmer once everything's incorporated. All right, I'm gonna crank it up and get it to boiling. As it starts to come to temperature, I'll add some more chicken stock. I'll add the chicken and sausage to it. How's your coffee in there?
It's good.
It's in your Cafe du Monde cup?
It's good.
I said you're having it in your Cafe du Monde when we went to New Orleans?
Yeah.
That was a fun trip. Can you see it, boys and girls? Oh, there you are. You can see she's getting thick there. All right, let's get the meat to her. All right, it's gonna need a little bit more chicken stock. I'm gonna put a little bit of garlic in it. How much? About that much. Got some bay leaves. In this little pot, probably about 3 small ones will be fine. You can see I've not put any cayenne pepper or anything in here. If I want it hot, my wife and I will both eat this. I'm a fan of attitude in food. She's not. Attitude meaning spice. So if I want mine a little spicier, I can put, at the end when I get ready to serve it, I can definitely put cayenne in it at that point. When you're cooking for two, you make some adjustments. Always good that way. But gumbo is pretty now. That roux is especially nice. I'm turning it down. I'm going to let it simmer a little bit. I've got crushed tomatoes that's going to go in this. Which will make it a Creole. Crushed tomatoes. Wally World's finest. How much? Probably 3 or 4 tablespoons. I'm not making tomato gumbo. I'm making more of a Creole gumbo. Country gumbo. They used whatever they had. And of course, it's going to get a little bit of W sauce. Just a few shakes. Oh, it smells really good. This Cajun gumbo paddle works wonders. Perfect for moving around the meat and the vegetables. All right, there she is. I'm gonna let her cook. I'll bring you back in about an hour. I'm gonna put the lid on it and let her go to bed. I've got it set on low. All right, I've got that bubbling away. I was gonna tell you that hunting story. So we take off, raised and hunted all around Argyle, Texas, Denton County, with our coon hounds. A lot of times competition. There were no animals taken. It was just like the first one to the tree, who treed first. You know, it was a rite of pride. Oh yeah, that's my dog. He's on the tree first. And dogs have a different sound. Each dog has a different. I don't know if you know, if you've got animals or you got dogs, you notice they bark differently, the different tones. And some of the hounds will have a chop when they hit the trail, like "Arr, arr, arr." You can tell that's your dog. If your dog makes that, they call it a chop, and he's on the trail. Or maybe sometimes if they're a tree, they're "Arr." You know they're on the tree, and each dog has a little bit different tone. So we were turning the dogs loose, and we're not actually hunting. I mean, we were hunting to get the dogs on the tree. Lots of coons in this area. We weren't going to take any coons. We were just going to see who could get to the tree first. So we let the dogs out, and we're all sitting on the back of the pickup at the tailgate and standing around, and you could hear the dogs just kind of yipping every once in a while. You know, they're in their hunting mode, and you could hear one of them start the chop. Arr, arr, arr. You knew they were on the trail, and a couple others chimed in, and this guy we hunted with, I hunted with Hank Harrell, may he rest in peace, my cousin, and Ted, and he now lives in Louisiana, and a guy named Floyd. And Floyd had a bunch of dogs. I mean, he had a bunch of dogs. He had probably 10 pens full of them. And, you know, that was his deal. He raised and sold coon hounds from the breeding stock, the youngest, to the finished dog. And we're all sitting around, and Floyd saying, "Yeah, that's my dog. That's old Blue," or whatever his name was. "Yeah, I can tell. He's on the tree." And we were all listening. "Yeah, that's my spot. I can hear him, you know, and everybody's got their own little story they're telling about their dog. I remember when they got that dog and he was little in the tree, first coon he ever treed. And Floyd was talking about his dog, and oh yeah, he's got him treed. Now I can tell about that minute. We were sitting there, and Floyd's dog, his prized position, come walking in between us and sat down and looked at him like, are we going hunting tonight? So that whole time, he had been, he thought his dog was on the tree and thought his dog had been laying over in the ditch, I guess, taking a nap. We laughed about that for years. We'd see him and start laughing about it. So, but anyway, yeah, I used to go to Louisiana a bunch. I learned to cook gumbo down there. I had a friend that lived in Metairie. I think that's how they pronounce it. That's a suburb out of New Orleans. We would take swamp excursions. She was over the American Heart Association down there, and I remember one time we went out in a boat, and it was in the fall, and it was just the wild oysters up on the bank up there, and the tide was down low. You could see them, and the guy we were with, he said, "Y'all want some oysters?" And yeah, well, I love oysters. So he had a hammer, and he took and broke some of them off and put them on a platter and opened them up, and he had a lemon in there and had some hot sauce and put you talking about fresh now. If you're a raw oyster fan like I am, it don't get no better than that. So anyway, lots of good times in Louisiana. There's such a different, we hunted in northern Louisiana, up around Shreveport and all that. Those people are totally different than the people down around New Orleans, down in that area. They may be all from Louisiana, but they two different breeds. I think the people down in the south, they refer to the people up around in the northern part of the state as Yankees because they don't even talk the same. But anyway, great times growing up, great times learning to cook, and all the different recipes people would have at the camps and stuff. I'm glad I still got my memory and I can remember that. All right, I'm gonna let this simmer. I'll bring you back in about an hour or so, and chicken, if it's cooked, falling apart, well then it'll cook more, but I'll at least do a taste test and see if it needs to salt, pepper, whatever it needs at that point. You're ready to add that secret ingredient. That's some pretty chocolate roux. I just mean color. I've got my rice cooked back here. Here it goes, going down. What am I adding? Leave me a comment, and I'll leave you a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you get it right. It's got about another hour to cook. The rice is ready. Bring y'all back for a taste test. All right, it's been about 3 hours total simmer time. Yours may take more or less. Depends on how big a pot you make. But I did a little spoonful. It's ready and it's righteous. You can see it's a beautiful chocolate roux. No chocolate was harmed during the making of this. It's just a reference to the color. You see me add the secret ingredient. What was that? All right. See the chicken and the sausage, all bite-sized pieces? Yeah, that's going to be perfect. All right, y'all ready for a bite? One more thing. Gotta have a little bit of rice. We'll do this chef style. See if this will come out of here. Perfect. Now take some of my juice. How's that look, boys and girls? Gumbo, 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 gumbo. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Let's get a bite. Get a little bit of rice. Find me there's a piece of chicken right here. A little bit of sausage. It's gonna be great. I surrender. That's the best. It don't get no better than that, boys and girls. Nothing beats that. Me not being born in Louisiana, but I got there as soon as I could, and I love their food, and I definitely love cooking their food. Oh goodness, that's great. That dark chocolate colored roux with that secret ingredient. Now, if you wanted to add okra to this, you surely could. If you wanted to add filet, make filet gumbo, you surely could. I have some. I didn't need. It's usually used to. It's got a little flavor to it, but it's used as a thickener. It's part of a sassafras tree. Anyway, I didn't need it. This right here is righteous now. I think you need. I think if you looked at that bowl, there's little halos just lifting up from it. Yay! Anyway, I appreciate y'all following me along on this video. How I make chicken and sausage gumbo the old country boy way, with a few twists and turns going to Louisiana through the years. I appreciate you following me. Give me a like and let me know what you think that secret ingredients is. I don't think anybody will get it. Prove me wrong. See you on the next video. Blooper reel. I forgot to turn off the camera, and I'm gonna eat the rest of this gumbo. Oh my God, it was great. So you can, it's like a hog in a hog trough. You can hear me slurping in the whole bit. Hey, if you ain't slurping, it ain't good. And watch what happens at the end, right before I discovered my camera's on. Enjoy.